How to master lean construction. I am so stoked about this video. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the mindset that you can have and the approach that you can take to master lean construction. Typically, I'm like, here's a mindset, here's a tool, here's a something or other. We're going to talk about your approach, and I'm really, really excited. So do you want to know what a lean mindset is all about? How even most so-called like knowledgeable or like expert lean professionals or consultants even get it wrong to this day, even me, and what specific things you can do to accelerate your journey. We're going to cover all that right now. So, in construction, lean to me, from a practical implementation standpoint, means respect for people and resources, stability and flow, using 5S and eliminating the 8 waste, using the concept or implementing what's called one process flow or one piece flow, depending on what's flowing, the process or the piece, flowing together on attack time, using visual systems that encourage and enhance total participation amongst the job site, and then a focus on quality and continuous improvement that meets a customer demand. This is my definition. But there's an approach. At its core, lean is about doing things in the most effective known way and, like, obviously learning those and continually advancing and cutting out any waste or non-value activities along the way. That's essentially what it's about. Do the things that really make sense and stop doing the things that don't really make sense. And so there's some things that even us lean folks from a behavioral standpoint start to do that just don't make any sense. So if we want to start doing things better, we're going to have to take an approach. And I'm going to give that to you right now. Before we get started, let me go ahead and ask, if you love this content, I would love for you to like this video. The algorithm picks that up and shares the information with other people, and then we can all have this mindset. So I'd love to ask for that as we go. Number one, get rid of your ego. Now, a lot of you think you know what I'm talking about with the ego, and maybe your definition is more right. But what I'm talking about is the Eckhart Tolle, the power of now, a new earth ego, meaning that our brains and our bodies, our cells, are now so advanced that it kind of takes on a mind of its own and starts to pretend to be us. You know, we're all, if you're anything like me, you're like, oh, AI and robots, you know, the Terminator movies, one of these days we're going to be controlled by robots, we're going to be enslaved by AI. Well, we don't have to worry about that. We're already in that now. We are enslaved by our own bodies, our own egos, our brain, and our cells, pretending to be us, putting us in the background to where we're unconscious. And now the ego, which is trying to exist in the past and the future, is really causing a lot of drama. It's getting triggered. It's getting its significance from power or from being a victim, and creating all of this misery for you on the earth or in your life. And so beware of your ego. So when you are acting or you're in the capacity or the role of a lean professional or a coach or whatever, you've got to ask yourself, are you being truly present in the moment? Or is it your ego talking? If it's your ego talking, then this is what's going to happen. Your ego will attempt to achieve a status symbol, will attempt to fix on what it knows, will attempt to negatively compete against others, and will attempt to gain power over others or become a victim, either one. And so it is not lean to be in that mindset. So I highly recommend, if you want a great approach, stay out of your ego, read that book, The Power of Now, read A New Earth, get present, meaning stay in the moment when you're approaching your lean methodologies. That's step number one. Step number two, do not stop learning. And again, this is all egoic. If you stop learning, that's because you're in a fixed mindset where you get your significance from knowing something, from being tenured, from being the expert, from holding on to a thing or having developed a thing. I want to give everybody the accurate information. I want you to know that I get into all of these traps. Everything I'm mentioning to you, I get into these traps. And if it wasn't for Kate, the CEO of our company, always pushing me and Kevin and everybody else to be thinking, hey, how could we look at this differently? I'd probably fall into the same trap. So don't stop learning. I see so many people, especially lean experts, that are like, hey, I know a thing. I developed this software. I've got this fixed mindset, and they stay there. And so what happens is they become classical management leaders, fixed mindseted leaders in sheep's clothing, pretending to be lean. But it's not lean to come up and be like, oh, I learned this system that's lean, and then to stay there. We've got to keep going, and we've got to keep learning from each other. So if you want a good lean approach, never, ever, ever stop learning. Number 3, if we want to have a good lean approach, we should network together. Okay, that means if I at Elevate am developing a system and I'm siloed, not good. If the lean builder over there is like doing their system and they're siloed, not good, right? And then on and on and on. If we're all doing our own thing, then we're not sharing, then we're not networking, then we're not building on each other's work. What we should be doing, and I used the lean builder on purpose, they network with all kinds of good people. They network and they partner with us. And so we learn from them, they learn from us, we elevate together, right? If you want to be a lean professional, you've got to understand that all of the lean experts, lean consultants, lean practitioners, lean implementers, lean sharers, whatever they are our people, are our friends, are our partners, and we don't need to be siloed, defensive, and attempt to take credit for everything and try and steal and make it proprietary and then put everything behind a paywall. We should be sharing and networking so that we can advance this lean movement together. Number 4, and this is a big one, be open to learning from manufacturing. Now, there's a two-way problem here. Manufacturing folks typically think we construction folks are ignorant idiots, and we in construction don't like that, and so we're like, don't want your help, right? It's a really kind of a toxic environment. So my suggestion would be, if we all want to be lean, manufacturing people need to get off their high horse and actually like stoop to our level and help us out. And we've got to start accepting help, and we've got to stop looking down on each other. Manufacturing and construction are literally the exact same thing with different flow units. In manufacturing, the actual product typically moves. In construction, it's the trades that move, but we're all doing similar things, and there's no reason we can't learn from each other. So if you want to master a lean mindset, learn from manufacturing. Number 5, and this is a big one. So I'm going to switch from a general mindset to actually how we get this done. You've got to be willing to implement. There will never be a good time. Remember that I said that your ego is always living in the future and in the past, which by the way is hell. The future, worrying about the future, hell. Worrying about the past, shaming about the past, hell. Living in the present and accepting the present, heaven. Like hell, heaven, okay? So I just want to be clear about that. It's your ego that's always worried about the future. And so what your ego will do is say, oh, I'll improve one of these days. I don't have time right now. Oh, I'll go ahead and do that in the future when I have a good job. It's not the time right now. Well, I can't do it right now because of my job circumstances. No, 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 no. There will never be a good time for your ego, and you have to make sure that you are willing right now to continuously improve and make step after step after step after step. And here's the key. Continuous improvement is not one big thing. It's not one big effort. It's living a lifestyle of always improving everything as you go so that you can live a better life and have better results. Number 6, this is a big one. Based on what I just told you, be willing to fail. I have never, ever found a lean implementer, a lean practitioner, or a lean coach that wanted to implement something or did and didn't fail the first couple times around. The first meetings you implement, you're going to tank it. The first lean improvements that you do, it's absolutely going to fail. The first efforts you're going to roll out, not going to happen. The first pull plan you're going to do is going to be a horrific experience. Every first thing that you do is going to be hard. That's great. Keep going and you'll start to master these things, and just know, none of us, even me on this video, I have produced probably 1,000 crappy videos before having this YouTube channel, which I then had to ask and pay for to be professionally made with professionals. You've got to keep working at it. You're going to fail the first time out. It's completely normal in your lean journey. And number 7, you've got to be willing to go against the grain. Just because something is done commonly doesn't mean it's right. So I mentioned in a different video, the greatest mistake in construction in the 21st century. In the medical field, the lobotomy, which they used to use on people who they thought were mentally ill, and actually, sadly, women that they thought were too outspoken, it would basically kill the person. They were just an empty shell of who they used to be. It was designed to treat schizophrenia and other types of things, and it's considered the number one mistake of the 21st century, the lobotomy. Medical professionals were doing it all the time. It didn't mean it's right. It's got to stop. It's tragic. It's absolutely horrific to think the destruction that medical procedure has done on people. And so when you think, oh yeah, our industry uses CPM, or oh yeah, they use classical management, or oh yeah, we have all these worthless reports. This is what we do. It must be right. No, 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 no. There are a lot of lobotomies in construction that we need to challenge and stop doing to protect people. Number 8, and I love this one. I learned this from Kate, our CEO at Elevate. Always question things. Always ask, why does it have to be this way? Yes, you should get stability. Yes, you should learn, but don't just take this is the way we've always done it comment because it's absolutely not true. We need to question everything. And the last one I'm going to mention is a duplicate because I've already mentioned it, but it's so important. Lean is about learning. Read books. Read a book a week. If you can't do that, read a book every 2 weeks. Go to congresses. Go to conferences. Learn from other professionals. Tour other jobs. Constantly be learning because at its core, if you want a lean mindset, you've got to be learning. And I also want to say this, not to offend anybody, but you don't know unless you do. So learn and implement. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge and application is power. Knowledge and implementation is power. So keep learning if you want to have a lean mindset. In the description below, I'm going to give these suggestions to you in a beautiful Canva graphic that you can take and implement in your environment, in your sphere. But I hope you've loved this video. On we go.